So I want you to close your eyes and start taking deep breath. And I have learned that any work has to be begin with thanking our gurus, mentors, our God. So let's pay our sincere gratitude to God, to the universe, to all our gurus, mentors, masters. Because of their grace, we are here and we are able to imbibe all this knowledge into ourselves. It's all because of our mentor's grace that we are able to make it happen for us. We are able to do it. So let's be very, very grateful for our mentors, our gurus. Pay a sincere gratitude to this beautiful universe which has actually connected all of us. How come me in Mohali and you in somewhere else in the India and we are connected? It's all the universal magic. Thank you for connecting us, universe, and thank you for helping us learn this knowledge and grow little by little every day. Here in the session, we are also connected through relationship. We have built a beautiful relationship with each other and we feel so connected. That's why we all are here. And that's what our topic is going to be, relationships. We cannot even live one day without a relationship in our life. That's so important relationship is in our life. Without relationships, there is nothing. Without our family, friends, colleagues, everything. Look at our behaviors, look at our nature, look at how we live as humans is with human relationship. Even we build our relationship with our pets. Even we build our relationships with our car, our desktops, our jewelry, our clothes, all these things, right? It's also a relationship. But the most important is humanly connection. And we have to be truly grateful for all the beautiful people in our life who have some or the other way have played their role in our life. And how can we forget the most important relationship that I have is with myself, with my inner child. And as I learn to build a beautiful connection with myself, my inner child, everything else works out for me. So I thank universe, Louis, and all the gurus for helping me making this connection with my inner child. Thank you, universe. Thank you, Louis. Thank you to all our gurus and mentors. Feel lot of gratitude in your heart. And with that gratitude, we will begin our session today and learn to create magic in the area of relationship. Everyone release all the stress, tension you are feeling. Just let it go. Release it and set yourself free. Invoke more of God's energy and build a connection. Feel a connection with your inner child. Create a love bond between two. Circle yourself with the energy of love and feel your relationship with God. Feel a beautiful relationship. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bring a smile on your face and you can rub your hands and we shall begin. Okay, well, good to see Kavita ji and all others. Thank you. Okay, so today we are going to begin with relationship, very important area and a wonderful area. And a small thing which I want to share with you. I mean, a lot to share, but I'll share in bits and pieces so that not to take much of time. So all this while, when I've come to my in-laws' place, there is a guilt which is always working for me. That is that I am unable to spend more time with my mother-in-law. So even if a thinking comes that I have to spend time with her, immediately a lot of work comes in my head. And some other time, I'm not doing it, but when I have to sit with her, then obviously all the work I know that I have to do. And then I choose my work, and then I go through guilt and a lot of uncomfortable feelings. So yesterday I was watching this movie, Conversation with God by Neil Donald Walsh. I think Neil. Yeah, Neil. Okay. And I want every one of you to watch that movie. It's so amazing. And watching that movie, I don't know, but something happened. I was able to shift something in me where, I said, okay, it's okay, I have to work, but let me first find out this guilt feeling. And I worked on that guilt feeling. I spent some time with her. And when I have done that, there was so much peace in my heart. When I was analyzing this whole situation, I realized two things. Mind is quite manipulative. And it works on my old conditioning as I have been conditioned since childhood. But my heart was so amazing and actually helping me to correct and tell me which path I have to follow. And when I followed my heart, I was able to be peaceful here and I felt a bonding. When I was listening to my mind, everything was in mess. I was not comfortable doing work, still distracted, going through a lot of emotions, all that. I'm doing wrong, right, wrong, right, wrong, right. As soon as I shifted and worked out with my heart, everything sorted. So two differences which I closely found is whenever we are dealing in relationships, we have to learn to listen to heart because heart never can be wrong. It is always right and it will always show us the right path. Whereas mind, which is actually conditioned out of all the old conditioning that we had, right? It will make us go through that conditioning because according to my conditioning, prioritize your work, relationships is later, is what I have learned since childhood. That is what I exhibit in my behavior. I don't give much priority to relationships. I've learned take for granted relationships as for granted. That behavior is learned. So it will take time to let go of that behavior, but heart, imagine how beautiful it is that it doesn't go with that conditioning, right? So once we will be able to work on it, I think we will be able to win all our relationships and it can slowly work out. So let us go for the power book now. Let's see what Rhonda has for us and what she shares that we must do to change the area of relationships. It is one of the most beautiful areas that we can work on. Before we begin, anybody has anything to share or anything to say? Any one person or two people, and then we will begin. Yes, Meenakshi.
Yeah. Good evening. How are you? Health is okay?
I am okay, but I am okay. I still have to get back with my energy. So It will take 1 or 2 days more to get back.
So regarding the relationship which you have shared, no, the same when I was meditating, the prayer which you are doing. So today, my mother-in-law only came to my mind also. So before that, myself and my son, we had a discussion about family and other things. So suddenly when you are telling about the sentence, immediately mother-in-law only came to me. Many times the name we have our own, so many inhibitions we have with that term mother-in-law. So
True.
that itself condition many things.
Hmm.
But without that training or that kind of pressure, no, we will never get that enlightenment.
Hmm.
So I am really thankful for that.
Hmm.
I
Very,
was really thanking every moment of that to my mother.
wow, wow, wonderful. Actually, Meenakshi ji, this reminded me of one more thing. I started one affirmation on improving my relationship with my mother-in-law. So my affirmation was also to be my intention to is to be compassionate and grateful to my mother-in-law all the time. But then I realized why I'm writing mother-in-law. Let me write mama. And then I shifted, cut, and I'll write mama. No mother-in-law concept, because that itself is building mother-in-law, 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 MIL here. So I've stopped
That is
writing
what.
and start writing mama.
So many times we go to our old condition, and every time the universe in a personification, the name of mother-in-law, they keep on insisting that unless you leave that habit, I am not going to leave you. That is the kind of thing they do in our life for many years. But when I feel about it, I think we only took so much time to realize many things. So
Absolutely.
that kind of realization we are getting in this mirror work. So I'm very happy for this.
So many realizations actually, if we dive deep into. Yesterday, something questioned me inside. You talk so much of humility, you write so much humility, humility. Are you really following humility, baby? And I was like, no, not really. Then work on it. Be humility, right? So good that you got it. You got emotional also, Meenakshi ji. What happened?
I'm happy, but
The tears of love flowing, right? And
yeah,
realization. Realization really makes, it's like, tears will start flowing, 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 and, they will not stop. It happened with me also when I realized that,
we
oh,
only think they are stopping our growth, something like that. We have
yes,
our own things.
we have
All
a
these
thinking
get
for,
dissolved.
it's nothing like this, actually. Actually, the problem is that we have never accepted them as the true mother is the problem. How can they accept us as their daughters when we have not accepted them? I wrote a letter to her today and I confessed all my mistakes. I said I'm improving, I'm learning, and I am growing. I am sorry for all my mistakes.
Then when I entered this house itself, I called her only Amma. I don't call her any other term. So that mentally I accept her. Mentally from the day on onwards, they themselves never expected. But the thing is, many times our own mother used to give so much of punishment and other things. So many reprimand they do, we take it very simply for
Yes.
take it heartfully. But
Yes.
that kind of expanding love we are not considering with this person. So that is we are improving only because of the mirror work we are learning and connecting. Otherwise, still we will have this grudge. We think we are sacrificing or we are doing
Yes.
something
Yes.
extraordinary. But because of the mirror work, really we are connecting with the right sense, right understanding we are getting.
Yes. Very
So
true.
that
Very
is
true.
why I am very happy. Even though she understands these things or not, she will be the same person. The
Hmm.
way she speak and the way she pinpoint our mistakes or whatever it is, all
Hmm.
that will be the same. And I also want that to be the same only. Then only I can improve myself. So that become my standard of improvement. So that term and tone also should be like that. Then only I will be happy. Okay, if that tone is in that way means still she loves me. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely, Meenakshi. So wonderful, Meenakshi ji. You got me actually right. And I had more of this experience what I shared, but because of time I didn't share it because that
yeah.
full story. But the kind of realization I had was mind blowing yesterday, and all gratitude to her. She made me realize this with here that what I am from inside and how much I have to work on it. And I will make it. I know it now. Thank you,
Thank
Meenakshi.
you.
And yes, mirror work is amazing actually. Whosoever is doing it, they can really transform in any relationship. Yesterday, my husband said we were going in some fair, and he said, though we were in fair, but you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, I think I've got the best in my life. What else I can expect? The same person with whom there was not possible to live for one day had a message that, okay, I think I've got the best person, and I'm so happy about it. So, all these things are growing and changing all because of the personal transformation. Not even one thing has I've expected him to change, though I do, but not, right? I worked on here myself and it has worked out beautifully. Yes, Kavita ji.
No, I just had a thought, Priya, that you are reflecting my maybe the present or the near future. That's the message I got.
Wow, very nice. I can sense it. Definitely, Kavita ji. Thank you, Kavita ji. Thank you. And a lot of things to share. Maybe when we will go through this in relationships, we'll be going through a lot of things, but lot of things to share. And we will make this chapter more and more beautiful with more good experiences. One more thing which I learned from conversation with God this week's work homework is watch this movie Conversation with God. With the conversation with God said to Neil that in any situation, simply think, what can love do now? In this situation, what can love do? And I tried it, and amazingly it works. Amazingly it works. So just watch it and take what is the message for you. I'm very sure that you'll feel lighthearted. At least you'll feel lighthearted watching that movie, right? So that will be the work we'll begin with. So let's go ahead with our chapter. Who can read today? Anyone? Anyone can start with today? Who can go ahead with the relationship? Okay, Kavita ji, please go ahead. Thank you so much.
The power and relationships extend to each person, no matter how trivial the contact, all the care and kindness and understanding and love that you can muster, and do it with no thought of any reward. Your life will never be the same again.
Absolutely. This is so difficult to understand, especially so difficult to imbibe, especially when you're at in-laws house is my experience. Every time we seek reward, appreciation, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. I want appreciation. Lot of it, right? When it comes to women, extend to each person, no matter how trivial the contact, all the care and kindness, understanding. So, how much little is the contact with any person, no matter how much little contact, a minor one also, extend your care and kindness and understanding and love that you can muster, and do it with no thought of any reward. But this is challenging and it has to be worked on seriously. Okay, because mind always seek reward. Here it always seek reward. And whenever we seek reward, we cannot give love. Actually, the energy becomes completely manipulative. It is not love then, right? Your life will never be the same again. I'm telling you really, life will never be the same again. Conversation with God also gives the message. Once you will watch it, you will be able to understand. So let's go ahead, Kavita ji.
Giving love is the law that applies to everything in your life. And giving love is the law of relationships. The force of love doesn't care whether you know someone or not, whether a person is a friend or a foe, a loved one or complete stranger. The force of love doesn't care if you are encountering a work, colleague, boss, parent, child, student, or a person serving you in a store. With every single person you come into contact with, you are either giving love or you are not. And what you give is what you will receive.
Yes. So what you give is what you will receive, right? And with any person we are coming in contact, either we are giving love, either we are not giving love. Either we are giving our expectation and we will be receiving it the same, right? She says that with every single person you come in contact, you're either giving love or not, right? And what you give is what you receive. Always remember. And if you want to understand in any relationships what you are giving, it's very easy. Just to try to see what you are receiving. So if you are receiving a lot of hatred or bullying or any kind of negativity, that means it is what you are giving, right? So for me, 5, 6, 7 days, 10 days goes very fine. 11th day, I find my mother-in-law irritated from me. So, and she's so humble lady, but she's irritated. So I know. And now, with yesterday's experience, I know that somewhere my thinking, when it starts very good, but in somewhere, some manipulative energy comes where I try to manipulate inside, and then it changes. And once it reaches the peak, then she gets irritated. So I found my pattern, how I make it happen. It's quite deep, but I was able to see it through inner eyes, right? So then then it takes me, then that day I cry because I feel I'm not loved. Again, me priority. Okay, she is irritated, but me priority. I'm not loved. Then I will cry. Then I'll make efforts. Then I'll send blessings. Then I will again get back to my thought process. Then the whole thing starts. But again, after a few days, it's like a rubber band stretched and then moving back towards its normal state, right? It's like that happening. So, that is how it works. When you will be able to deeply realize your relationships, you will be able to see what you are giving, right? When I start giving this manipulative energy, I receive irritation when it gets really accumulated, right? Same is with my husband also. This is what I have seen, right? Because with our family members, my parents, all that, it's not that much. They are like, they know how to tolerate me now. So they are quite tolerative. So even if there is so much irritation or what, they don't make me feel that way. But these people do, right? That is how they have become that part in our life, and that is how they are that position to make us realize, right? So relationships are your biggest channel to give love, and so you can change your entire life through the love you give in your relationships. Imagine, we can actually change everything by giving love in relationships. At the same time, though, relationships can be your biggest downfall. Absolutely. If there are challenges in relationships, nothing works. Actually, even career, if you're even growing so well in career, it doesn't give that happiness or satisfaction if relationships are not working well. Because they are often your biggest excuse for not giving love. What a wonderful line. Relationships can be your biggest downfall because they are often your biggest excuse for not giving love. So, what you give to others, you give to yourself. This is so important. So important. What you give to others is what you give to yourself. So, when I am not giving my time to her, what I am inviting in my life is guilt. Guilt is a low energy emotion. I start vibrating on that low energy emotion. How can I work? How can I work with peace of mind? Never it can happen. once I will not be able to release that energy. So all whatever we are giving to others is what coming back to me, is what when we realize giving love becomes more easier, right? Meenakshi ji, you have anything to say?
The previous thing, no, what you give to others, you give to yours. The last line, yeah.
Yes.
Relationship or your biggest challenge. Yesterday I had this experience. So every time when my husband have food at outside, he will not inform me, he will keep something in the home, and later it will become a clash. Sometimes I don't do that because I know it's a habit. And even while the time of meditating, no, the same time only he will call for many things. So we'll keep on disturbing that meditating 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So as I keep on meditating, no, yesterday I decided I have to handle this in a very respectable way.
Wow.
Whatever the energy I am spending to that meditation, in spite of the sound he creates and the calls and all sort of things. I can understand, even though I close my eyes, what he's doing to such an extent that it sounds give the. So I immediately determined after that meditation, this time I'm not going to have a hatred or anything, but I have to address this once for all. Let me try this. So this is the prompt I got after doing that meditation. So he also, after while I completed the meditation, he came and sit next to me. So I opened my eyes and said, where is that Vatamla? It is not that. This he started. I kept quiet. And afterwards, I explained him very politely that too. I think for the first time in my life, I also talked very respectfully in spite of all his awards and everything. Usually my tone is something different. I know all this, that, and the tone itself. He also expected the same only. After sitting next to me, he's ready to get his firing. But when I started telling very respectfully, I don't know from where the words came. You will not believe within 10 minutes, and from today morning, I can see that realized person after acting that, and he himself, as if the realization, I can see that he wanted to change or something like that. Today also he had some work in his place, and immediately he called today very consciously and said that today I will be having my dinner outside, don't prepare food for me. That respect for the words, I can see that what we give will come back to us. Thank you. So that is the biggest experience I had, because I was struggling to make this change in his mind for several years through the same meditation, whatever it is. But immediately after we open the eyes, all our energy frequency will stay back in 50 or 60. Yeah, I no need to even tell anything, but the frequency level he will match with his own in his own way. So that yesterday I could see it is a universe is giving a training that this is how you have to deal with the things. So
Meenakshi, what a wonderful experience. So to change any person is to change yourself. What you want to see a change in others, you have to bring in yourself, and that's how it will be happening with others. But again, I'm sure, Meenakshi ji, when you applied this, you didn't had a thought of expectation even a bit, right? 0% was there, right? It was just a desire, a deep desire in you to change for yourself, right? And that has brought the change in the other person. But
that
when,
is, yeah.
yes, please.
No, because I thought this much training and meditation required even to spell that one respectable word from our mouth to get that change from them. It means we need more training. It is not that years together I have done, so he has to change. There's no command on that, those things. That present moment, how I am, I wanted to change. Because I am realizing that so many years I'm telling, no, he is not changing, means somewhere I have to change. There is no other goal. That is the human evolution.
So wonderful.
And I was accepting that change very, I was I was wanting to change. I want that change to happen. I'm searching for that. How to get that change in my thing. So yesterday meditation that helped me. That mentor has helped me. This is where you have to change that.
Wow. So wonderful, Meenakshi ji.
At least yearly 2 times when we get this kind of things, no, it moves our engine to a very
Yes.
great level.
We can have it every day actually. If we become more aware here, it can happen every single day.
Yeah.
When there is no time for it, there is no moment for it, it can just happen for any moment for us, right? Thank you, Meenakshi ji. And
Yeah.
if we have a manipulative energy, okay, I'm doing this, after this he will change, or he has to, or he will, or let me see what will happen. Then let me tell you, nothing is going to happen. All flat, all
Yeah.
flat. Again, you have to work on yourself because you have a manipulative energy, right? Unless
Yeah.
it comes truly from heart, it will not work. So working on ourselves sincerely has to be our priority. Rest everything will fall in place automatically, right? Wow, it has got synced. Working on ourselves has to be our priority. Rest everything will fall in place automatically. Okay, great. So let's go ahead. What you give to others, you give to yourself, right? The most enlightened beings. Let's go ahead, Kavita ji.
The most enlightened being throughout history told us to love others. You were not told to love others just so that you would be a nice person. You were being given the secret of life. You were being given the law of attraction. When you love others, you will have an amazing life. When you love others, you will receive the life you deserve. The entire law is summed up in a single command: love your neighbor as yourself.
Yes. So by Saint Paul, entire universe is summed in single command. Love your neighbor as yourself. We have heard this many a times, but still when I see that my neighbor is doing something weird, how can he do it? Let me just go and find out. I will shut his mouth today. Again it comes up no matter how much we read and understand all this, but love your neighbor as yourself. Right? But at least with our own family members we can first try to apply it. With our colleagues we can try, I mean all these people who are really close to us. So it is not to be a nice person. Actually, this is the secret to life, and this is a law of attraction. When you love others truly, you will have an amazing life. I don't know if you remember this story. I don't know. I think we have read it by all by ourselves, or I have read it somewhere else. I don't know the source, but I'm remembering this story where there was a store person and he was running a small grocery store. But there was another person opposite to him has opened a big store. This person is now very jealous, like how what will happen, and worried what will happen to my future. Bigger store is there, who will come to my shop now, my store now. And one of the mentor told him that you just have to bless him, that's all. Keep blessing him every single day. And within 5 years the bigger store owner has actually this one, the earlier one who was having a little one store, became partner to this one bigger store manager, person. Because he was blessing him, he didn't had any negative feelings and they became very good friends. And he made him partner and then finally sold the whole store to him and he went and did some other business. It was all possible because he was giving more of love and blessings to him, and everything worked in his favor. Everything changed for him. Now imagine if he would have felt worried, jealous, competitive, then he would have lost everything, right? They would have become enemies, competitors, not energy would not be matching anywhere. And this person would have given partnership to some other person and it would have become some big store, and this person would have died in his own negativity only, right? Actually, this is how we all are destroying our own lives in some or the other way. and we are downgrading ourselves in some or the other way, right? Once we learn this, how to bless each and every person, no matter how much circumstances are there with them, we can actually, enlighten our own life, right? So give love to others through kindness, encouragement, support, through kindness, encouragement, or support, or gratitude, or any good feeling, and it comes back to you and multiplied itself, bringing love to each area of your life, including your health, money, happiness, and career. Right? So I told you, right? I don't know if you remember, I have some kind of heaviness with some of my colleagues, and I don't feel like, I feel jealous and all that negative emotions, some are there, and some it has been long time but they're not getting released. So my mentor has told me to meditate on their name and chant on their name and pray for their well-being. More and more I can do. And also my mentor told me that if I'll do that, it will help me to clear some negative energies in myself, which will help me to reach on another level in my career. And because of this energy that I am holding for these people, I am unable to move to the next level in my career. And now I am in the process of sending them blessings, chanting on their name. And actually, it has took a lot of time for me to do it because my mind was saying, why you have to spend so much time on them? You work for yourself, no? Why you have to do so much for them? So it has taken me a lot of time. In fact, 2 months I think I've taken just to decide if I have to do it or not. Then finally I started, and now I'm seeing some changes in my vibration when it comes to their name. So some clarity is happening, but not much. I think deeper energies has to be released, which I'm just doing it now. Okay, whenever it has to happen, it will happen. I'm just doing it. So that is how it is happening. So what I did is, now to those colleagues, they sometimes share their problems. So I've started blessing all of their problems. This problem should go from their life. This problem should go from their life. That problem should go from their life. I said, let me just do it. Let's see how it works. Right. So that is how we have to do it. Right. So let's go ahead, Kavita ji. We have 5 minutes and then we'll close. So this must be the last paragraph. And we'll
Okay. Give negativity to others through criticism, anger, impatience, or any bad feelings, and you will receive that negativity back.
guarantee.
Guaranteed. And as the negativity comes back, it multiplies itself, attracting more negativity, which affects the rest of your life.
Actually, let me tell you, these are not mere words. It affects the rest of your life. Rest of your life. And sometimes when we create this karma is what? All this is karma only, right? When we create this karma, sometimes we have to give whole of our life to go through it. That's what Neil's story is all about. When you will watch Conversation with God, you'll realize. So he was a man, I still have to figure out more about him, but what I have understood is he was a man kind of used women in his life, and all the women have left him in his life. Even when he had this realization with God, he doesn't have a partner. And I don't know now what his life is, but I think he has to be he has to be alone because of the energy that he has created. So in one of the sessions, somebody asked him, how can you talk so much about God, positivity and everything when you are yourself divorced and you don't have anything in your life? How can you talk all this? And what lesson you have taken from all this? He said, only one thing. I would have done all this without hurting so many people. I've got this realization without hurting so many people in my life. So, that is how it is. So instead of going through all these emotions, we must do our practices daily and release them as much as possible, because all this is going to happen for us only. That is how magically it works. Right? So with this, we'll close here. If anybody has anything to share, then we can do. I think this chapter is going to be really profound. It's not about the other person. We'll read now tomorrow. Oh, sorry, next week. Yes, Meenakshi ji, anything to say, Meenakshi ji?
Yeah, even in the last paragraph, giving negativity, one small experience And today evening, there was my HR called me to discuss about my HOD. It's basically a gossip type of starting only. She
Hmm.
wanted to convey something about many complaints are there about him. So the moment she started, no, I decided to do, because this practice, we should not do it only during that meditation. Immediately I started a Ho'oponopono in my mind. So during this conversation, whatever there should not be any room for any negative
Hmm.
talk. So that I should not be compelled to say, yes, yes, what you said is right. Even he did that, this. I don't even want to include that type of dialogue today. So
Hmm.
even it is going to tempt me to tell that those things. So I was doing Ho'oponopono. That 15 minutes conversation was full of and I keep on blessing, because she is getting so much of problem because of this HOD. So I
Hmm.
was immediately blessing her that somehow she should feel peace and comfort with these fellows, all this politics and everything somewhere. And the entire conversation turned out in such a way that she is very happy with the meeting they had in the HOD, and whatever they underwent, the fighting it, everything, she conveyed it to me. And everything went on rightly, because there was no prompting from me to talk anything negative about both the situation. I was just telling, yes, you are correct, Usha, what you done is right. And she also felt very happy that I somehow tackled this situation because of your guidance or something. This and the dialogue itself was going like this, and she felt very happy and relieved to share it with me. I think the basis is that the what we give, that vibration, even though there is so much of luring to do the negative talk between both of us, and there are so many real situations are there, but we decided not to choose that.
Yes.
That deciding not to choose is in our hands. That is the only thing where we change the karma.
Wonderful,
That
wonderful, Meenakshi.
is the where we have to change the karma. That I wanted to apply, because when somebody give gossip, no, it is our natural tendency to get into entangled to it.
Yes,
As
yes.
if me also know more points about like that. That pleasure I don't want to give today. So I manipulated my mind, telling you want this pleasure, I will give you this pleasure.
Wonderful,
And
Meenakshi.
ultimately, it is a real pleasure only. That experience itself was a very real pleasure. And she was very happy, because Meenakshi, as you said, no, I kept quiet, I was pacified. And the result came out very well. He also agreed with all the suggestion, whatever I got. But that was my prayer also, because she was struggling a lot.
A lot. Yes.
Being a lady, all the HODs being gents, they are all cornering her. So I was really blessing her that she should somehow resolve that issue. And
Hmm.
she did it by a single person, she did it. It was a real victory for me also.
Actually, I want to mention here, through this 15 minutes conversation, you doing your Ho'oponopono and blessing and prayer, you have transferred lot of positive energy to her. Lot of it, which has actually helped her so much during that conversation, that the negativity was less, positivity was more, and she was able to handle the situation. Now, in this manner, as we learn to send blessings, as I am also sending it to my colleagues and all, it is working for them some or the other way in their life. And as you did for her, and she was able to have that satisfaction and peace, as what you're going to receive back in some other circumstance in your life. Maybe your experience with your husband is an example of, no, actually, this happened today, right? Maybe tomorrow
Today.
something will happen which will actually come back to you multiplied when you have done this, and it will get back to you. Actually, that is how it works, right? So, Meenakshi ji, you have done a great favor to universe by balancing the negative energies for that lady. You've done really good thing today. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Meenakshi ji and Priya. Can you help me understand how the Ho'oponopono is done and for whom is it done in this scenario?
Meenakshi
How
ji,
So here the prayer is for the universe only, to give the wisdom in both the parties, to give the wisdom, to get the divine intervention from for both myself and Usha. And the
Okay.
rest of the thing is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So the things are same. I'm not concentrating on any person over there. It is for the
Oh.
universe. Yeah.
Okay.
It is between me and the universe. See, my struggle in that 15 minutes is I should not indulge in that gossip or that negative talk. I don't want to be a part of that negative talk. At the same
Hmm.
time, I cannot cut her conversation because she feel it is important for her to convey that to me. I have to respect that. So
Hmm.
this is the situation. So in that case, I have to take a divine intervention to make the entire 15 minutes a successful one and a good peaceful one.
Yeah. And she was able to neutralize the negative energy through the Ho'oponopono and balance the energies by sending more blessings, by sending more of positive energy through her blessings. That's what Meenakshi ji has done in this scenario. Ho'oponopono helped to neutralize the negativity, and blessings has helped to increase more of positivity so that she could handle. And Meenakshi ji got the result as well. So that's how it works, Hiralji.
Thank
Right?
you so much. Thank you.
And Anchita, the movie name is Conversation with God. It's a wonderful movie. You watch it once, and if even you are not able to connect with it, because sometimes it do happens, you'll not be able to connect. You'll say, "What a boring movie! What she suggested? How can she? I mean, have this? It's okay, no problem. Really, don't judge yourself anything, or even don't judge the movie, because some part of it I felt it's so imagination. No, I don't think so. It is so real, but I know that I have to believe it is real. So that way I was able to apply. You may feel it is like so animated kind of story made, but actually that's true life story. So just to watch it, and whatever it comes, just be okay with it. That's what it is. Okay.
Priya, even in Tamil, one movie has come. Irugapatru. Irugapatru, I will put you. That is very much similar to our mirror work.
I have to watch it then, Meenakshi ji.
Yes.
Put it to me,
When I see that movie, I was thinking about myself, and my son was telling you share it with your friend also, like that.
Very nice.
Very apt movie for all the mirror work practitioners, single practitioner in the family who practice mirror work, and that too like mentors like you who are practicing in your family, and the people around you don't understand,
Yes.
and what is the struggle she has,
What
and
is
how
the name
she
of the movie?
Irugapatre. I will put it in the group.
Yeah.
You put it in the group, because for me to pronounce it is also the Irgara.
Irugapatre means to hold tightly. It is all about relationship only.
I got you. But to pronounce it is the difficulty. We it, Meenakshi ji.
And it's a very nice movie. So I have to thank my son who
Yes,
has taken
yes.
thoughtfully and said, this Saturday you enjoy this movie like that.
We all have to
Other-
thank him, actually.
yeah. Otherwise, I would have seen only the same old films only. Repeated movies. It was very useful, and the mirror work lessons only. All they have captured in a very natural way.
Wow.
All between three set of husband and wives, how their relationships, how much they are having under a different background, and the psychologist is also a young couple and how they are doing.
Wow. Wonderful,
It will be
Meenakshi.
very useful for you also.
Sure.
So
If you are
yeah, I wanted
taking
to
classes.
share the. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, so I wanted to share the same thing. Yeah, whatever Meenakshi ma'am has said. Yeah, so I watched the movie and it's the same thing, right? It's mainly for family relationships, like for husband and wife relationship to actually understand very deeply and understand each other. It helps really, and yeah, so all the mirror work and mirror work concepts come there. So it's a must watch for everyone.
Yeah. Thank
While
you.
we watching these movies and doing, we will also begin some workouts for relationships, right? Especially for our husbands, for mother-in-law, for father-in-laws. We'll do some workouts on them, because really we can really dissolve so much of negativity and experience life truly experience life actually with them, right? Right. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, thank
And
you.
we'll begin now next week, the same thing, next thing, right? And we'll begin. So thank you, all of you, for being here.
Thank
And we'll catch
you.
up 9 o'clock again next week. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
all.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Love you all. Bye.
Yeah.
Bless you. Thank you.